Hello everyone, welcome to Pandorastarot, and of course welcome to your July readings. This is a general introduction, just like I did last month for all the signs. So, welcome each and every one of you. Please remember to check your rising and your moon sign, as I always say, as well as your sun sign, because that will give you more information of all of the energies that could be available to each and every one of you throughout the month. And of course, um, like I always say, thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for spending your time with me, for sharing, liking, and subscribing. I love the community that has been, growing around this small deck of cards. So thank you so much, and let's move on to the reading. Sagittarius, let's dive into your reading. Okay, we have in the challenge position the Hermit. The Hermit is a card that represents taking some time out to connect with our intuition, to learn from our past mistakes. It's a card that when it comes up, it's connected to the exercise of spending a time in silence, a day in silence, not just from not talking to other people, but trying to quiet your mental chatter and to really see who you are beyond all the words that we are always expressing. The Hermit is a card that symbolizes, it's someone who is a wise man, okay? And this Hermit has become a wise man because in solitude he has taken this light that he holds to the dark places in his path and has made peace. He has accepted those dark places as well as the light in him, as we are a combination of both. That's what makes us unique, actually. So the month of July, Sagittarius, you're going to be really focusing on inner development, on gaining wisdom. I think there's something that has to do with also with this card right here, with making a decision, and that before you can actually do that, you really have to look deep into yourself. This is the focus of your month. It's going to be a very low-key type of month, okay? In terms of, you're not going to be all social and stuff. Actually, you have quite a few cards that symbolize spending time in solitude, even to recharge your batteries, okay? And to figure out, I think you have been going through some stuff, because the Hermit usually shows up when you have been going through a process that has changed you, and it has been maybe a bit of a like a shake-up, a whirlwind, and then you have to take some time out, take some step back, look at the situation, and figure out who you are now, because things have changed. In the center of the reading, you have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands represents a new step and a new direction, for sure, as all aces. In the case of the Wands, it represents your element. It's the element of fire. So there's a new creative way. The fire represents creation. There's a new creative way of looking at things, of doing things. I believe there's a new, even creative path that is unfolding in front of you, and you're contemplating whether to take it or not, to turn away from it or not. And this has to do with the decision you have to make. In the position of the things you won't be able to change, you have the Two of Swords. And Two of Swords represents being at a crossroads. This is a card with the element, with the Suit of Swords, it's the element of air, so the mental process, the expression of it all, and at the same time we have water and the moon, so emotions, intuition, your head is going in one direction and your heart is going on a different one. That's why you're stuck. But what the tarot is saying is that whether you want to or not, you will have to make a decision. You will have to choose between one thing or the other. One thing I want to say before I forget is that remember how I said the exercise of the Hermit was to be in silence for a day, well, what did I just say with this card? That it represents the swords represent our mental, uh, all the mental process and expressing our feelings, our emotions, or everything. It's verbal expression. So I think it could be that perhaps you are verbalizing a lot all of these options that you might have available, and this is why it confuses you. And you need to be able to make a decision, you need to be quiet and alone. Okay? You can't let other people in a decision that only you can make, Sagittarius. And not only you have the Hermit, you also have the Hangman, another major arcana card. The Hangman is someone who has taken some time out, and he is looking at things from a different point of view to be able to understand it. And this is how he achieves illumination. There's a halo around his head, right? So, and he's not hanging from any tree. This is the tree of the alphabet. Is the tree of, again, words, wisdom. So, this is the help that will come to you. Not the words, not the speeches, not the endless discussions and exchanges with someone else, but a silent, how can I say this? Spending time with yourself in silence. Contemplation. A silent contemplation within yourself is what will allow you to perhaps even find out a third way to that is not contemplated in these two options, like a new way aside from these two options that you had before. So again, time in solitude, time for meditation, contemplation, and be able to look at things from a different perspective. This is about doing things in a new way, and this is about looking at things from a different point of view, from a new way. Let's put it that way. So again, it's all very much connected with this, with finding a new way. And as the final card, very interestingly, you have the Five of Coins here. Five of Coins is a card that is often talked about as the poverty mentality. You feel like you don't have enough, you feel like you're always in lack, but the reality is that it's more a feeling than a reality. And mostly I usually associate this with a feeling of loneliness, because these people are injured and they feel like there's no one there to help them. But the reality is that they're so focused in their own pain, they can't see they're actually walking past a church where they could ask for help. Interestingly enough, after the Five of Coins, I took out an extra card. Remember how I said they're walking past the church? Okay. The card that came out was the Hierophant. Okay. This, of course, has the image itself says it all. Okay. And it's kind of like both. So, in this case, of course, it doesn't represent a church. It represents an institution. Okay. That's what the Hierophants represent. It represents institutions, bureaucracy, government, things related, paperwork, higher learning. Okay, such as universities and that type of thing. So it could be that you're finally deciding to go back to university, for example. I do feel like what you end up coming up after all this meditation is that you need the help of an institution and to be part of an institution, or to reach out to an institution to help you out of this. Okay. I think that at some point towards the end of the month you might feel a little bit lonely, but you will be able to really use this new perspective that you're gaining and to realize that you're not alone, and that this institution could actually help you and be on your side. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, whatever it is that you want to do, it feels like you need an institution, some bigger a company, something bigger than yourself to back you up. Okay, that's what I feel here, Sagittarius. So a month of decisions, a month mostly of contemplation, okay, to you know, regardless of this, whatever it is that you choose, that you eventually choose an institution or not, these are general ratings. I do feel that by the end of the month you will come out of this process and this deep meditation as a wiser person. Okay, I think you will have a deeper knowledge of yourself. So I hope this is helpful, Sagittarius, and I'll see you next month. Take care.